news out of Mexico. First reported by Gibran Araiche of TUDN and now confirmed to ESPN, Jaime Lozano is set to stay on as Mexico's national team manager. He'd had the interim tag since replacing Diego Coca before the Gold Cup. Mexico, of course, won the Gold Cup with Lozano in charge. So Jaime Lozano, 44 years old, is going to be Mexico's new full-time manager. Herc, are you cool with a Lamborghini taking over El Tri?
I'm cool with Jimmy Lozano taking over El Tri. You have to realize something. This isn't even recently. This isn't even as of a few years. Through the history of Mexican football, the Mexican national team, the powers that be that run, that pick and choose, that decide the fate of the Mexican national team, who coaches, where they go play, how it's done, have not proven to be competent. I don't trust them to go out and get somebody better. I don't trust that if it's not Jimmy Lozano, whatever comes next will be worthwhile. So I will take the lesser of the evils, if you will. And Jimmy Lozano is a very good young coach. Jimmy Lozano has proven himself to these players. Jimmy Lozano, with what he had at his disposal with a team he didn't pick, I thought played very well. And yes, a second-rate tournament, but whatever was in front of him. We've seen other Mexican coaches in front of the same competition, against the same type of opponents, struggle, not get the most out of these Mexican players. I am fine. I am okay. I am cool with Jimmy Lozano as a Mexican national team coach.
I mean, that's just it. I'm fine. Cool might be a little bit too strong. Am I super excited about it? No, but I've come around a lot. I know I used to say, look, that Gold Cup data, it's flawed. You can't really lean into that and say, hey, this guy has turned the team around. But I think when we talk about this Mexican national team, we have to acknowledge the toxicity both within it and around it from the outside. And Jimmy Lozano, for whatever reason, I think in large part because of his nationality, seems to have taken that toxicity down, not just a notch, but a few notches. I think that's very important. The other thing, Herc, that I think is very important is that this is not some type of long-term commitment. You know he's a cheap option, and you know if things don't go well in Copa America or any time between here and 2026, the Mexican Federation can easily pull the plug, Herc. And I know you make that face, but they have to be able to do that, and they have to be willing to. They just went down this road with Tata Martino, refused to pull the plug. They have to be willing, if things go south with Lozano, to make a move.
You're one of them. You're one of these Mexican Federation officials. There are no quick fixes here, Seb. There are no quick fixes. Now, this is the thing. Mauricio Imay, he was on Ahora o Nunca, and we asked, he's an insider, and he's got all the scoops when it comes to the Federation. We asked him the same thing. I asked him, will he have till 2026? Will he have the World Cup? Or let's say something happens in Copa America, which is next summer, and he can't get the results that are desired in that tournament. He says, that is my fear as well. The fear that they won't give him the time to bring these players in to build for the future. They should have been building for 2026. Guess when? 2020, 2018, around there. They've not. So unfortunately, thinking that you're going to find a coach to come in with these players today and make them competitive to do something of value or exceptional in 2026, it's mind-blowing to me. That's not how it works. So let him work. Give him time.
Since you mentioned Mauricio Imay, there's a few journalists down in Mexico that are bringing up a pretty big name when it comes to the Mexican national team. Antonio Conte. If you hear that name linked to El Tri, does that in any way change what you think of the Federation settling or hiring Jimmy Lozano?
If I believed it, yes. And I have my doubts. Listen, Rafa Ramos of ESPN threw it out there. They were looking for him. We made a joke about it on Ahora o Nunca. And Mauricio Imay goes, no, the Federation was looking. Yeah, they even spoke. But to think that somebody like Antonio Conte would be even somewhat entertaining the idea of leaving the world's elite when it comes to football and go to CONCACAF, to the Mexican national team, it's not going to happen. We're taking crazy pills if we think it's going to happen. He was at Inter Milan, and then he went to Spurs. And when you can say whatever you want about Spurs, that's still a Big Six team. That's a massive team in world football. He can have his pick of the litter in other places. He's not just going to turn around and say, well, guess what? Yeah, I'll go do the Mexican national team in a place that's exotic that I've never seen before, that I don't know about. Yeah, let me pick up the phone. Sure. What's your name? La Bomba, they say they call you? Yeah, I'll do that. That's not how it works. But if that was the case, okay, sure. But do you think a better coach in general would make these players be better that much better?
Yes, that's how it works.
Hold on. Let me finish. You think that's the problem right now? It's these players not being better coached?
There are many, many deep-seated issues in Mexican football. We don't have time to address them all. I think getting the coach right would be great. Give me some of those crazy pills. I'll take Antonio Conte any day. I'll take an ambitious hire from the Mexican Federation if they want to do so. But for now, we're happy with Jimmy Lozano and the Lamborghini as it rolls on down the road.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.